The Bible is much more than a sacred text. For millions of people throughout history, it has been a source of faith and spiritual guidance. However, its impact transcends the religious realm, profoundly influencing the culture, politics, and ethics of human societies. From its composition to its global dissemination, the Bible has shaped the way we understand and interact with the world, leaving an undeniable cultural and philosophical legacy. In this video, we will explore how the Bible has influenced various aspects of human life, with a special focus on the arts, political systems, and ethical values that guide our society. We will journey through eras and cultures, observing how this book has impacted artistic production, shaped laws, and inspired transformative social movements. You will discover how masterpieces of the Renaissance, such as those by Michelangelo, were influenced by its pages, how historical leaders found in it the foundation to transform the world, and how its principles continue to resonate in contemporary issues. Prepare yourself for an enriching journey that promises to unveil the cultural and philosophical relevance of the Bible, offering new perspectives on how it has shaped the world we live in. The historical role of the Bible. The Bible, composed over more than a millennium, is one of the oldest and most widely disseminated literary works in history. Divided into two major sections, the Old and New Testaments, it encompasses historical narratives, ethical codes, poetry, and prophecies. From the earliest manuscripts written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, its message transcended linguistic and cultural barriers, becoming a globally recognized and universally influential text. In antiquity, the Bible played a central role in the societies where it was introduced. Its impact began to be felt in the formation of moral and ethical values, such as the concept of justice, seen in the eye for an eye principle of the Old Testament, and in the introduction of monotheism as a spiritual and cultural foundation. These principles extended beyond the text itself, influencing the social, political, and even economic organization of ancient peoples. With the spread of Christianity throughout the Roman Empire and its establishment as the official religion, the Bible became the cornerstone of many Western societies. Its message shaped not only religious thought, but also the foundations of legal and governmental systems. For instance, concepts of equality and human dignity, widely discussed today, have their roots in biblical teachings. Furthermore, the invention of the Gutenberg printing press in the 15th century marked a turning point in the Bible's history. This technological breakthrough allowed for the mass distribution of the text, democratizing access to its message. This expansion enabled the Bible to influence both the thinking of the masses and the decisions of leaders, directly shaping the historical trajectory of countless nations. Impact on art. Throughout the centuries, the Bible has played a central role in inspiring artists across various cultures. In the Middle Ages, for instance, its influence is evident in Gothic cathedrals adorned with vibrant stained glass windows that narrated biblical stories for worshippers, many of whom were illiterate. These windows were not merely decorative, they served as visual Bibles, conveying lessons of faith through imagery. Illuminated manuscripts, a prominent medieval art form, were also profoundly influenced by the Bible. Monks in European monasteries spent years creating beautifully illustrated pages of biblical texts, such as the renowned Book of Kells. These masterpieces not only glorified the faith, but also preserved the Bible as a cultural and artistic treasure. During the Renaissance, the Bible's influence on art reached unparalleled heights. The great masters of the period, including Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, produced timeless works inspired by biblical themes. Michelangelo's ceiling fresco in the Sistine Chapel is a quintessential example. The depiction of the creation of Adam, with God reaching out to give life to the first man, has become one of the most recognizable images in art history. Another significant example is Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper, which captures the moment Jesus announces his betrayal to the disciples. The visual composition and symbolism of this work testify to the profound impact of the Bible on the artists of the era. Literature also bore the mark of biblical influence. Poets and writers such as Dante Alighieri with the Divine Comedy and John Milton with Paradise Lost used the Bible as a foundation to craft epic narratives exploring spiritual, moral, and philosophical questions. In music, the Bible's influence is equally profound. Composers like Johann Sebastian Bach devoted much of their work to sacred music, creating compositions admired for their beauty and spiritual depth. Handel's Messiah, featuring the famous Hallelujah chorus, remains an iconic piece frequently associated with Christian celebration. In contemporary art, the Bible continues to inspire. Modern artists reinterpret its stories and messages within new contexts, addressing themes such as social justice, spirituality, and the human struggle. These works often challenge traditional interpretations, demonstrating the Bible's enduring relevance and ability to inspire in a constantly evolving world. Thus, the Bible is not merely a text, it is an inexhaustible source of artistic inspiration. Its influence on art transcends time, connecting cultures and generations through visual, literary, and musical expressions that continue to enrich our understanding of the world. Impact on politics. The Bible's influence on politics is profound and far-reaching, shaping systems of governance, legislation, and social movements throughout history. From early codes of conduct to modern debates on human rights, biblical teachings have played a central role in organizing the political structures of entire societies. One striking example of this influence is the Bible's impact on Western legal systems. The Ten Commandments, with their fundamental ethical directives, helped establish the foundation for legal principles that continue to underpin many constitutions today. Concepts such as human dignity, justice, and equality before the law clearly stem from biblical values. In the Middle Ages, the authority of the Catholic Church, grounded in biblical interpretation, wielded significant influence over monarchs and the governance of European kingdoms. While this period was also marked by abuses of power, it illustrates how the Bible served as a moral and political reference point. The Protestant Reformation, initiated by Martin Luther in the 16th century, brought new dimensions to the relationship between politics and the Bible. Wider access to biblical texts encouraged questioning of both monarchical and ecclesiastical authority, planting seeds for future democratic ideas and religious freedom. This transformative movement also led to governments founded on biblical principles, such as the United States, whose Declaration of Independence references rights endowed by the Creator. Beyond influencing systems of governance, the Bible played a crucial role in social movements. In the 19th century, it became a cornerstone of the abolitionist movement. Leaders such as Frederick Douglass and William Wilberforce cited biblical passages to condemn slavery and advocate for the freedom and equality of all human beings. The Bible's political impact was equally evident during the civil rights movement in the United States. Martin Luther King Jr., a pastor and activist, frequently referenced the Bible in his speeches, including the iconic "I Have a Dream," where he echoed the words of biblical prophets to call for justice and racial equality. Today, the Bible remains a reference point in many global political debates. Issues such as human rights, bioethics, immigration, and sustainability are often examined through the lens of biblical values. However, interpretations of these values vary widely, leading to complex discussions about the Bible's role in modern politics. While the application of biblical teachings in politics has evolved, its ability to inspire leaders and communities endures. The Bible continues to be a living text, used both to challenge oppressive systems and to underpin ideals of freedom, dignity, and social justice. This connection between faith and politics not only influenced the past, but also continues to shape the present, underscoring the Bible's relevance as a moral compass in a politically challenging world. Impact on ethics and philosophy. The Bible's influence on ethics and philosophy is vast and multifaceted, encompassing universal principles and complex debates that have shaped human thought for centuries. The ethical values presented in its pages are applicable on both individual and collective levels, guiding discussions about morality, rights, and responsibilities. The Bible's ethical foundations are evident in passages such as the Ten Commandments, which provide a universal moral framework for diverse societies. Values like love for one's neighbor, honesty, and justice resonate not only within religious communities, but also among those seeking ethical standards for human coexistence. These guidelines have helped establish moral codes that transcend cultures and continue to influence contemporary discourse. Philosophically, the Bible has served as a starting point for great thinkers throughout history. St. Augustine, one of Christianity's foremost theologians, drew on biblical teachings to develop his ideas about free will and the nature of good and evil. His work significantly influenced both medieval and modern philosophy, illustrating the ongoing dialogue between faith and reason. However, the Bible's impact on philosophy extends beyond believers. Even critics of religion, such as Friedrich Nietzsche, acknowledged its profound influence on Western morality. Nietzsche, while questioning and rejecting many Christian values, recognized that concepts like compassion and humility, widely propagated by the Bible, shaped the collective consciousness of Western civilization. In modern times, biblical principles continue to serve as references in ethical debates. Issues such as social justice, human rights, and bioethics often invoke biblical concepts. For instance, the idea that all humans are created in the image and likeness of God underpins many arguments advocating for equality and respect for human dignity. The relationship between biblical ethics and sustainability has also become a growing theme. The notion of humanity as a steward of creation, as described in Genesis, has been used as a basis for discussions on environmental preservation and the responsible use of natural resources. Moreover, the Bible challenges individuals to reflect on concepts such as forgiveness, sacrifice, and collective responsibility. These reflections frequently lead to personal and societal transformations, emphasizing the Bible's continued relevance as an ethical guide. Thus, the Bible's impact on ethics and philosophy transcends religion. Its ideas have shaped and continue to shape humanity's most significant moral and philosophical debates, offering a solid foundation for addressing the ethical challenges of the modern world. Final reflection: the enduring legacy of the Bible. The Bible is undoubtedly one of the most influential texts in history, transcending boundaries of impact and relevance. From its origins in antiquity to the contemporary world, it has shaped and continues to shape humanity in diverse and profound ways. As explored in this video, its influence extends beyond the spiritual realm, leaving indelible marks on art, politics, and ethics through the centuries. Even in an increasingly secularized world, the Bible remains a source of inspiration and debate. Whether seen in the stained glass windows of Gothic cathedrals, echoed in the speeches of historical leaders, or invoked in modern ethical dilemmas, its message continues to find new ways to resonate. The reflection is clear. The Bible's influence is not merely a relic of the past, but an ongoing phenomenon. It challenges us to reconsider the values underpinning our societies and to seek new ways of applying its teachings in a world that is constantly evolving.